live.
Hi, and welcome to A Filthy Talk for the first time live on Twitch, not on YouTube. Typically we're on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube afterwards, because it is going to end up there, then hi YouTube, and hi all the people on YouTube. I'm Trevor Gemma, for those of you who don't know who we are and you're watching on Twitch and somehow happened upon this right when it started, which I kind of doubt, but whatever. Nice. And this is A Filthy Talk. And to my right is Christopher Livingston.
Hello.
And to his, well, actually I'm going to go to Casey first, because he's returning. Oh wait, no, you're returning too, since the first episode.
It's true.
Maybe?
Yeah.
I don't. My memory doesn't.
Whatever. Okay. So Casey, Gemma, Bev, Rapley. Thank you guys for joining us. Ryan Whyte is our fact checker and our chat liaison. So he is also watching on Twitch, which is weird. But
how's it looking?
Great. Y'all look amazing.
Thank you.
If you want to get a question through to the panel while we're live, he's the guy who is the gatekeeper. So be nice to him. Or be mean to him. Maybe that'll work too.
Yeah.
I don't think you get heckled nearly enough up there.
He can take it.
Yeah.
Judge him based on his face. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
So we have a tradition on Filthy Talk where we start with what we're drinking as far as beer goes. But today we're going to elongate that. We have a special reason why, and I'm going to let Bev tell us why.
Brilliant, yes. So in our little glasses, just ahead of us in our vast plethora of, we're not going to get through all of this, obviously, but
Challenge accepted.
well, there's a bucket if you need it.
There's a bucket. We're good.
It's raining. This is the stout that we brewed on the first episode of Beyond Brewing, which is
Beyond Brewing.
the brewery setup is just over yonder. So Trevor and I brewed this. It is my first time writing the grain bill for a recipe and sourcing and just like zombifying a whole bunch of different recipes to kind of accent an ingredient I wanted to play with, which was Earl Grey tea. One of the first successful brews I had, or that I ever did, was in my friend's kitchen, and we made this Earl Grey stout, and it ended up being really good. So,
I've been so excited to try this. Like, I've been waiting for a while.
Does this have a name yet?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, so we maybe, I don't know.
Okay, we're gonna try it, and it's an Earl Grey stout. So I think there's some Star Trek references about to happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Stout Earl Grey cold.
Or room temperature. There's been a lot of discussion around that. I don't get as much
It's pretty nice.
of the Earl Grey that I wanted, but you know,
Yeah, it's not
It's
really.
beer.
It's a good stout though.
yeah, it's.
Really good stout.
I would
quite
have
happy.
liked a little bit more head.
Yep.
As soon as that was leaving my lips.
It's out
Shit.
there now. It's out there now. That's it. It's too late.
Who
But,
amongst us
I get
couldn't
it.
do with a little more head?
Yeah.
What about it's a holiday?
Who let you in here?
Who was that? Oh, it was a lead.
But yeah, so this, I learned a lot about stout, that's for damn sure. So choosing the kind of grains that would sort of bring out more of the citrus elements and the bergamot in the Earl Grey. And then I think everybody in the city who homebrews had the same idea as I did to, the weather's getting cold, we should totally brew a stout. Because sourcing a yeast was a little bit difficult.
Really?
So this is with London Ale 3.
So is there, not knowing all that much about this, is there specific yeasts you want to use for a stout?
It has to do mostly with, I will definitely get more into this on the episode on yeast because I'm nervous about it, so I kind of always just buy the same ones and with the slap pack, I don't even use dry yeast, it's always wet yeast, so I can literally just cut the packet open, pitch it into the fermenter and then just, but basically all beer, when it comes to yeast, boils down to either lager yeast or ale yeast. So it depends on what kind of flavors you want to play with. So there's a huge plethora of ale yeasts that I've used because I don't like lagers. I'm hoping I can make a lager that I find sessionable. We shall see. But this, sticking with something English or Irish, just felt like it fit the recipe.
Yeah.
Fair.
This is quite tasty.
I'm gonna let the second half of this warm up to see if flavor changes.
It has a bit of a caramel kind of taste to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, really common in
Nice dry finish.
in stouts. I wanted to steer consciously away from sort of that dark chocolate bitterness or that coffee note that is super, super common in a lot of stouts. I probably would have used a little bit more oats in this, but I'm finding oats very problematic in our brewing equipment at the moment.
Ryan, you had your hand up.
We had an excellent naming suggestion from the chat. Given the STNG connection, it was suggested that you call it the Shut Up Wesley.
Shut up, Wesley Stout! It's got it.
That's
Shut up,
great.
Wesley Stout.
That is really good. I like that.
Who suggested that?
That's
You're
great.
a genius.
Someone
Mwah.
named Murim's husband.
Nice.
Murham's husband.
Yeah.
Somebody's
Thank you,
husband?
Murham's
Thank
husband.
you.
I think you
I'm
just
very
named the
grateful
beer.
for that.
A lot.
We're going to have a lot of fun designing a label for that.
I'm going to take this back just a second because I forgot to do something. We announced last week we had our first giveaways. They're on our set, a couple of Blu-rays and Leatherface action figure, statue. I don't know what's up with Ozzy Osbourne. I don't know what's happening. But so last
He was
week's-
biting heads off bats before it was cool.
Last week's episode of Filthy Talk, to qualify to get one of those giveaways, you have to go on Facebook, like a Filthy Lots Facebook page, and share episode 14, where we showed those giveaways on Facebook to qualify, and comment on that YouTube, although I might do away with that. We've only got 2 people qualified so far, so each of them are guaranteed winners unless you guys do something about it. So yeah, chances are good. And we're giving them away next week, the 2 DVDs, Leatherface on October 30th. So, sorry about that. Back to beer, business.
And I know we have a lot more to talk about around beer and games and all that kind of stuff, but I do want to just say to the 2 of you who made this beer, this is genuinely,
It's quite
This
good.
is good.
It is, yeah. I mean, I'm done mine.
Drink a lot of this.
I could
That's
drink a lot of
dangerous.
this. Yeah. Oh, what's the ABV?
I'm really fucking pleased. I didn't actually take a final gravity reading for 2 reasons. One, because I'm using the tilt hydrometer, which I'm still kind of figuring out how to use, but since we're still fermenting in or conditioning in growlers, which I do not recommend. They can explode, and it's really hard to keep proper seal on them for proper carbonation. It's kind of a miracle that this worked out. But yeah, it's hard to.
So we don't know what the alcohol is in this?
I'm going to say it's only like 4%.
I'm just gonna say that's the least of our worries in this array that we're doing.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah,
That is true. We got a nice lineup here.
that's fair.
So we did briefly mention that Bev and I made this. She was very much leading the charge. I was just there to help.
No, I needed you. You're my emotional support, Trevor. My anxiety, Trevor. I needed you.
That's basically that's the purpose I was serving. But
And it
that
worked.
is
This is
our new show that will be. I think the first episode's coming out in November. It's called Beyond Brewing. It is Beyond Brewing, right? It's not Beyond the Brew. That was back and forth for a while.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
There's a sign. There's a sign in the
Beyond
brewery.
Brewing.
We
have
got a
brewery
logo and
set,
everything.
and it says
You know what?
Beyond
when you
Brewing.
see the first episode, you'll find out what the name is.
Yeah, there you go.
Except maybe not, because I definitely screwed that up on the tag when we shot it.
It's fine. It's fine.
We drank a lot when
Oh,
we
you finished
brewed.
yours.
I did. I really enjoyed it. Will you pass me the bottle opener so that I can
Yes.
pumpkin eater, please?
Yes.
You're going straight for the pumpkin eater.
Yeah.
I am too.
Yeah.
You're definitely brothers.
It's raining out. It's cold.
Yep.
It's the weather has
into
turned.
fall now.
'Tis the season of pumpkin.
Yeah, we're deep into
I'll
fall.
pass this back to you.
Oh, we don't need any more. So if you guys need it,
Thank you.
yeah.
I'm not gonna
just
drink a ton
keep-
of it.
I'm gonna keep letting this warm up. I'm gonna drink as much as I feel thirsty for.
There you go.
I'm just gonna be that annoying girl that.
Treat yourself.
So on Beyond Brewing, Bev, what can viewers expect aside from us brewing beer in our brewery?
Ooh, that's strong.
My hope is to teach people about the beer they drink and hopefully incorporate or reach people
Yeah.
who are not necessarily super excited about craft beer. My philosophy is that there's a craft beer for everybody out there. Just like me, who is not a lager or Pilsner person, I have had lagers that I didn't hate and Pilsners that I've actually enjoyed. But also to really showcase, especially here in Vancouver, the beautiful and wonderful brewing community that we have here.
It really blew up. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a local. I've lived here my whole life, and
We had limited options when we were
yeah,
kids.
like beer
very
culture
limited.
has shifted. Like
Yeah.
beer was associated with like people who watch football.
Yeah,
that's who drinks
I'm
beer.
gonna drink some Kokanee vitamin K.
Yeah,
that kind of crap.
And then it really changed over time, like as craft breweries became a thing, and just better beer.
Yeah.
Like I mean, a lot of people are like I don't like the beer to be so fancy, but some of it's not that fancy. It's
No, it's
just
just delicious.
They're considering flavor.
And it's funny because I I was never into beer. Growing up, beer was not, I mean, I drank it to get drunk because that's what you did in college.
Yep.
But I definitely, like I drank way too much Lucky Lager. Way more than anyone should ever drink.
That's gross.
But you know, that was more what was on the table. There wasn't a ton of options. Everything kind of tasted somewhat the same. Nothing was very interesting. So none of it pulled me into that world. I never got hooked into it. And it was more since I moved here and got into the craft beer scene that I sort of really discovered what beer can be. That to me is where that kind of love of it started. I became far more connected to what I think people here are creating.
Yeah, it's like a craft beer renaissance in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is totally a thing. It started all the way back in the 70s, and it's like, especially in this Cascadia region of North America on Turtle Island, is like, it's really taken off. And now it's funny, I like how far reached the craft beer scene is going, like in like the Middle East. Last time I was in Mexico, they're popping up everywhere. Like people are really catching on because we are breaking the mold. We're breaking away from the Bud Light, the Kokanee, like that very, very uniform style. And we are doing crazy things like pumpkin beers and
Pumpkin beer.
this raspberry smoothie sour from Backcountry, which is phenomenal. If you are ever in Squamish, definitely stop by.
Check out Backcountry. That's my favorite.
I
really
love
do.
it. I actually rep their swag. So if I
this
rep your
one.
swag and you're a brewery, you're doing a damn good job.
This one is called I'll Take You to the Candy Shop. Show you guys that one there.
It's a bit of a terrifying name. But
But it's great.
I think I saw a van with that written on it.
It says this kettle sour has been bombed with thousands of pounds of peach puree and then conditioned on a stupid amount of fuzzy peach gummies.
Oh, they actually use fuzzy peach gummies.
It's true. You can actually
Casey, I
taste
might
it.
need to try a sip.
And over here we have the Asking for a Friend raspberry smoothie sour. So I am,
You should pop that. It's really good.
yeah. Did you already say that? Did I just double?
You guys have the same thing.
That's fine.
That's
We have
fine.
the same thing.
Yeah.
fine.
Two different sours that Casey brought from Backcountry in
that.
Squamish, BC. My favorite pumpkin beer. We had another one last week. Was
Schadenfreude.
a little more local one. Well, we had the Schadenfreudes, and there was also the Steamworks Pumpkin Ale.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
But this, the House Sound Pumpkin Eater, is out of Squamish, and this is my favorite. It's pumpkin as fuck. Just
It really is.
And strong.
This is a very interesting flavor here. There's a lot of spice.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah, you know, last week we were saying like, yeah, there's some pumpkin here, and I said I like a lot more pumpkin in my.
Funny because I think I preferred the previous, but
Oh, that's
I
fair.
totally get it.
That's fair.
I'm just not okay. I am over.
It's also
I'm
like
not a pumpkin
8%,
spice
isn't
person.
it, though? Yeah,
There's
8%.
way too much pumpkin spice everything. Although,
Disagree.
all right. But before we started here today, somebody suggested a pumpkin spice cider. And that was interesting.
That'd be really good.
Tried a cider.
I get asked a lot about
No?
cider. I made cider one time in my life, and I had blisters from like the old-fashioned like wheel that we had to use to like
feel like
press
there's gotta
the
be a better way.
apples, and like now I have this like weird thing about cheesecloth where it makes me anxious because it was just like cut the apples, put the apples in the cheesecloth, and now I just like there's weird fruit
go.
connotations in there. So
That sounds very Amish.
Yeah.
it was really cold, and it was in some East Van garage, and I never got to taste the cider.
Sounds like Storm
This
Brewing.
tastes like
So
a
beer's
spice
great, though.
Yeah, it does.
That's what it tastes like. A spiced rum.
Yeah, and it's almost as strong.
What is it? What?
It's 8%.
It's a strong ale.
That's a
You guys aren't driving home after this.
I love this stuff.
No.
But that's exactly what I want to do on the show. I want to teach people about craft beer, and then also get like totally wild and crazy, and hopefully make some really tasty, happy accidents.
Well, and we're going to explore some local like
been riding that wave.
breweries and stuff too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the pandemic has kind of come down pretty hard on that.
Yeah, it
but
makes it shitty, but whatever. We'll get there.
We will.
yeah, I have a list, like 10 feet
some
long
house
of some of the phenomenally talented people I'd love to get on the show. We've got Superflux that just opened up. We've got Ian at Strange Fellows. We've got Matt at Matt Beer. House of Funk, which is just down the way. North Point I just discovered as well. It's like a block away from where I used to live, so I picked a real bad time to move. Or a real good time to move.
But yeah, there's a lot of places that we can explore that'll be fun. We like even just our local scene.
Yeah.
We could get through a ton of places, and then once the pandemic's less of a thing, potentially go explore other. Like I mean, we
Right.
were in Austin.
Yeah.
And the craft breweries there were amazing.
Or some. Yes.
Portland?
Oh my God.
It
Yes.
was so good. Yeah, I've heard Portland's
Yeah.
scene is.
We gotta
Oh
check
my
out
gosh, that
Portland.
was where it it was at Cascade Brewing, and they're famous for their sours. And I had a ginger lime goza or sour, but it was like a really hot day, and I had this like little taster, and it was like an out of body experience. It was honey, lime, ginger, and I just was like holding this tiny little flight glass in my hand that was like, oh my God. And I was there with my partner at the time, and he was like, we were sharing a flight, and I almost bit him when he reached to try some. I was like, this is mine. It was that good.
Don't fuck around.
Yeah, take it seriously.
Speaking of Squamish, another thing just to plug, it's coming hold on. Roz, you keep saying, what are you drinking at me? Is that what that says? Yeah, well, I mean, we're doing it.
You're drinking the stout, you're drinking the pumpkin.
Doing it.
No, he's got the fuzzy peach one from Backcountry.
Oh, I know why. Oh, I see it.
There's something else here.
Sorry, Alex, you messed that up. You wanted us to go 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Let's do it. So Bev.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's
Sorry,
so fast
Alex.
now. Let's just do it. You know what? Just jump to it. Just go single on Bev, single on Chris. We'll do it. Screw it.
Where do I look?
Right here. It's not
Alex
camera right
laughing
here.
from the control booth.
Is it going?
You'll see the red light when we're on that camera.
Yeah. Alex is just like holding his head.
Now we're on this
What the
camera
hell?
here.
I just want to point out that Alex truly loves working with us. We are a remarkable
Alex,
group of
I'm so sorry.
individuals.
He's also my editor for Beyond Brewing, and I'm so sorry. I'm drinking beer.
Yep.
Lots.
Many a
beer.
variety of beers.
I mean, you've cracked a bunch, so maybe get into what your favorite is.
I don't know, they're all so great. This is the Life of Riley Pale Ale from North Point, and when I asked about the name, because I'm always curious about a good name for a beer, he said it was after one of the owner's dog kid. I don't know, things I don't
They're
have.
interchangeable.
And then this is my beer, and then this
exact
is
same
the raspberry smoothie, and then I'll save Mr. Pumpkin for the end.
There you go.
Nice.
That's smart.
Yeah, this is dessert.
What about you so
Currently,
far?
So
What do you love?
me so far, I have not gotten into the backcountry yet, although I am excited about that. I am a big fan of backcountry. So we've drank our stout here, the Shut Up Wesley.
Shut up, Wesley.
Shut up, Wesley.
Shut up.
No
No kid dogs on the bridge.
which is quite tasty. And now I'm on to my pumpkin eater, which it's not in my flavor profile, but
It'll get you
I
drunk.
can appreciate it.
Well, don't drink the rest of that because it's
Yeah.
a swing top.
Yeah, don't waste it.
Okay.
No.
Did you just drink from the bottle?
Oh, no. I
Oh.
didn't.
No.
Wait, we're not allowed to drink from the
He
bottle?
mime-tongued it.
I might.
Okay. So, I mean, you can if you're going to finish it. That does taste like, okay. So I've now cracked my my backcountry fuzzy peach sour. And that tastes like it's infused with candy.
Yeah.
It's good. It's not my favorite of what's here because I have my favorite beer on the table.
Right.
And that's just me cheating.
Yeah, you cheated.
Yeah.
But any excuse to drink this.
There you go.
What about you?
In my glass, I have the Electric Bicycle Raspberry Jam Sour. Is that correct?
Oh,
Yep.
Yes.
poetry. You remembered. Yes.
It's very
Thanks,
good.
Tracy, for buying the keg.
Yeah.
Atomic Jam, isn't it?
Delicious. Good aftertaste. Not too sour. I like it a lot.
Yeah, that one's good. I was having that last night during a D&D game.
I'm going to ask you my favorite question to ask people, Casey.
Okay.
What's your favorite beer to drink?
Oh.
That was interestingly asked.
Actually,
My hair was in my face.
currently it's this one. Currently it is I'll take you to the candy shop.
It is.
Really?
And mostly because I've been drinking it when I've had a day climbing out in Squamish. And
It's tied to the memory. That's really lovely.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Get that? Yeah. That's really nice.
it's nice to have a beer when you're at the end of
No, that's
a long
totally
day of
fair.
exercise.
Ryan, what's up?
Not that anyone asked me, but I'm drinking a cider.
Ryan, do you want to try some Shut Up Wesley?
How is the cider? It looks like it has zero carbonation.
Yeah, it's pretty flat. It mostly came out as a cup of foam.
It was pretty much the end of that keg.
Yeah, that might be our.
Oh.
It's probably they're
Lucky
awesome.
you.
Yeah. The dregs. You've got the dregs.
Flat cider.
So Casey, you mentioned climbing up in Squamish. So I know that that's something you've been doing a lot of.
Yeah.
And for fun and also for reason. And just to plug something that's also coming down the pipe probably next year.
Yeah.
At this point now. Because the idea came to fruition kind of late in the season for it. But you've been doing a ton of like test shooting and figuring out how the
development,
making a show around climbing.
That is correct.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure can.
Go for it.
The idea behind it is we are a group of beginner/intermediate climbers with some people that are more experienced than others, and we're kind of helping each other advance in the sport, climb some stuff that is achievable for people that aren't professional. Because most of the video that's on YouTube and on the internet in general, it's pro climbers that are climbing things that are next to impossible for most entry-level climbers.
Yeah.
And I've spoken to several climbers in the crags, and when I mention what we're doing, they're all pretty excited about it. And
Sweet.
I mention our channel, and they're like, "Cool, I'll check it out when it comes out."
Yeah. Yeah, the one time I went out with you, there were some people super interested. I'm just like there with the camera watching you guys.
Yeah.
And they were like, what are you guys filming?
Anyone with a camera rolling in the
Just like
wilderness
that,
ever.
actually.
Yeah.
Just like that.
And actually, I've been trying to get Bev out.
It's
What?
a really expensive gear buy-in, but I've got all the gear. I just cannot
for
for the life
shoes.
of me find shoes that fit.
Yeah, you just gotta go to Mech and just bite the bullet.
No, I did go to Mech.
Oh, really?
I
They
did
didn't
go to
have
Mech.
them in-
I bought a pair of shoes from Mech, and I went in and I opened them up, and they were like this big, and I was like, this is for a doll, or a dog, or a kid.
Kid dogs, yeah.
All
Kid
things
dogs.
I don't
Kid
have.
dogs.
For them kid dogs.
Kid dogs.
Yeah,
good
and they were like, oh, yeah, no, we really, because of COVID, they have so much off their shelves, and like their try-on policies are different, and like Mech's going through a really hard time right now.
Yeah, with their transition to corporate.
Maybe.
Yeah.
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 It was bound to happen.
Oh yeah, got bought out. That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian,
So,
you have
yeah.
your hand up?
Question from the chat that could very easily have been misconstrued in any other context is we would like a shot of Bev's can.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's fair.
Could you hold up the can of beer that you are drinking?
I got nothing. I'm just blushing.
Wow, that's
It's a nice can.
Yeah, it's a nice can.
I like the slightly yawnic logo here on Backcountry. Maybe that's why.
that's
I
a
like them so much.
flame, you pervert.
It's not pervert. I like. What do you want?
It's fire.
What's a yonic?
Yoni? Oh wow.
I've never heard that term before in my life.
It's all-
Feminine empowerment in beer. Dig it.
It's fire.
Okay.
Okay, I see it now.
You can't.
We're all on the same page now.
Hi, Mom.
Okay, I got it. Where you're at now.
We're all
Okay.
just looking at Ross.
That changed backcountry for me forever.
Anyway, did you get a nice shot of that can? You got what you wanted?
I'm curious, who asked about the can thing?
Bonnie.
Do I have to come back there, miss?
Oh, that wasn't Bonnie. No, sorry. It was someone.
Oh, you're right there.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if it was untoward from a random stranger.
No.
Okay.
No, it was the can of beer that they were.
That they were really
Yeah.
genuine.
Yeah.
Nice.
I wonder if they were aware of the double entendre.
I wouldn't dish it if I couldn't take it.
You know,
Shit.
you know what I think my problem is with this? Is
That you don't appreciate flavor. This is a man who eats salad without dressing, like a rabbit.
that's because I appreciate the flavor of the ingredients.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
But who
Like a rabbit.
actually likes kale though?
Yeah. Kale.
But no, it's more. So my first day of college,
What's
my
in there?
my
Pepper
brother
that's
and I
spicy.
decided we were going to the night before my first day of college. We decided we were going to drink an entire bottle of rum, and that was bad.
Oh.
It was very bad,
Yep.
and it ended up with a lot of vomit sitting in an auditorium with a bunch of students. But
What kind of rum was it?
it was a spiced rum,
Yeah.
which is why that memory has always been like spiced rum for me has always had that sort of like it's like you get too drunk on something and
Everyone's
it
got that
follows you.
one booze that you get like trashed on at
Yeah.
an early age, and then you can't. Like mine's vodka, cheap vodka. Cheap vodka, it's
Yeah.
rough.
Brian, you're
Bacardi
shaking your
Dark
head. You
for
don't
me.
have it?
You don't have one?
Ugh.
Bacardi Dark for you?
Every
Yeah, oh,
mistake,
yeah.
and I keep coming back to them.
There's a story with that one.
Yeah, no quit in you.
What was
No.
the thing? What?
I was just saying, I've made every mistake that you can make with different types of liquor, and
Oh.
other than beer, I like them all.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
There you
interesting.
go. Yeah, so I think it's
Bacardi-
just that memory.
Bacardi Dark.
Bacardi
for you?
Dark. There's a story.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell it to the internet?
Sure. I'll happily tell it. Yeah. So this was, I was living in Hawaii at the time. I was living with Leon. And so I was about to go to Baldwin High School for the first day of high school. And the night before, I got into Dad's room. He had a bottle out, and me and my upstairs neighbor got just completely shittered.
Blotto?
Like, yeah, oh yeah, completely blotto, blackout drunk.
Yeah.
And I like woke up face down in my own vomit in the bathroom.
Wow.
Oh.
At least you didn't have to hold your hair back.
Guess what, kid? It's time to go to school. So I woke up, had a shower, tried to tough it out, got in his truck. He was driving me to high school. And like partway there, I was like, oh no, you got to pull over. He's like, no, I'm not pulling over. I'm like, no, you got to pull over now. And then he didn't believe me, and I started to vomit. I couldn't open the door fast enough, and it was like all over the side of the door.
In the cup holder.
Oh, God.
So I did not make it to the first day of high school.
Oh, man.
No.
Rough.
Damn.
And
And it sticks with you.
no major loss. Bacardi Dark, I mean,
Yeah.
mine's Smirnoff, so no major loss.
Also, no major loss. Yeah.
So no icing, Trevor, is what I'm getting?
I mean, you can try. I just won't drink it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fair.
That kind
Not
of
that
defeats the purpose
Smirnoff
of the
Ice
game.
tastes like Smirnoff in any way, shape, or form.
that's true.
But it's just
sugar
sugar
and
water. Sugar,
bitter.
sugar booze.
Ugh.
Which will make you sicker for sure.
Yeah, speaking of which, I know I have a Smirnoff Ice waiting for me that I have to chug because of
What?
my last shoot. It's a long story, but
You got ice?
I got iced in my sleeping bag in the middle at like 4 a.m. I got iced.
If you didn't drink it
Well
when
done,
you
boys.
found it, then you don't have
I
to
was
drink
so
it.
tired, there was no way that was happening.
The contract is now void. Seriously, if you didn't do it, you failed.
Yeah, you have to do it instantly.
You have to do it at the moment, but then the only consequence is like people going, "Oh, I didn't do it."
There was nobody else around. I was in my tent. It was like, wait, that was
That's
it.
weird.
Then you
Yeah.
go wake everybody up. You gotta be like the town crier.
No, yeah, well, you know. So regardless,
Oh.
tennis,
I didn't
what'd you
drink
hear
till I
that?
was 21.
Apparently you don't have to do it anymore.
You didn't
There
drink
you
till
go.
you were 21?
No.
You went American.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
I cannot say the same. I think actually, okay, well, I guess 21 for you, but what was the first time you drank? Like that? For
First
me,
time I drank or got drunk?
not necessarily got drunk.
Important.
Like, but like beer for me was the first thing I ever drank,
Oh.
and it was grade 3.
Okay. Whoa.
Think.
Seriously?
Yeah,
How
seriously.
the hell old are you in grade 3?
Some kids.
You're, yeah.
8,
Nope.
yeah. 8? I don't know. But a kid brought it in. They'd like taken it out of their fridge and brought some beers in, and we were like in the play structure on the playground, and we opened them up, and a bunch of kids got drunk on some beer and went back to class.
As a former teacher, I am very amused by this story.
Sounds like an episode
I've
of
had
South
to deal
Park.
with a lot.
I got.
Teaching elementary, I had never had to deal with that.
I was 10 the first time I got like spinny hammered.
That's my fault.
Yeah. 100%. He was 15, so it's
The
okay.
older brother problem right there.
But yeah, I
Good old
remember.
honest Casey.
I remember sitting on the bed
Suffering.
and just like feeling absolutely terrible and not really understanding why. And there was a girl that was like rubbing my back that I think you were dating.
Oh, yeah.
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 That's all I remember, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta go back.
Can't remember her name.
Girl.
Girl. That's
Yeah.
right. That's what she went by. Yeah.
She went by girl.
I think her name was actually Karen.
I don't know. But yeah, that was first
There
time
you
getting
go.
hammered.
It's like,
Not the last. Certainly not the last. Okay, so.
I feel like we got way off topic there somehow. but
It's-
that
we
happens.
were
That
doing-
happens
You know what
right
goes great with beer?
Video games. Yeah. I was actually, the segue I was going to use was, so our show is called Beyond Brewing, but right now we're really going to go beyond brewing.
here. Yeah.
And we're going to talk about video games.
Your segue is faster than my segue.
No, yours was quick.
Mine's on mall cop setting. Not that I would know.
What?
Segway, like the thing you ride?
Mall cops are things.
Okay, so console gamer, PC gamer?
A little from column A, a little from column B.
Okay.
Most of my gaming career is in the Xbox and World of Warcraft realm.
Okay.
Hey, I'm all about that. Yeah.
That's
Nothing
fair.
wrong with that.
But now,
I'm certainly a mix and match.
Yeah. I've predominantly been console most of my life with a little bit of PC mixed in. More PC lately.
I don't know that that's necessarily true.
What?
Well, when we were living on College Street, we played a fuck ton of Command & Conquer.
On PlayStation 1.
Yeah, but we played it on the PC as well.
No, we didn't.
Didn't we?
No, we played on PlayStation 1, and the link cables that they had were only so long, so we cut it, and then you spliced
I remember
telephone
that.
wire with like a 30 feet, and it went from
do remember
bedroom to
that.
bedroom so that we couldn't see what each other were doing.
Yeah.
And it was way more fun.
That
was-
was awesome.
It was
good.
incredibly fun.
That's good.
Wow.
It was incredibly fun.
That's good.
Yeah,
Dear
it
God.
Was, it was like 2-player split screen. Well, not split screen,
Like
but
deathmatch.
Yeah.
But we'd play cooperative against the AI sometimes as well.
Sure.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But Tiberian Sun, I remember we played that on that computer in College Street.
True.
Up
Yeah.
until the point that computer died because
still,
it got a virus that flashed the BIOS.
Yeah.
Was it LimeWire?
But
I think it was.
I think it was pre-LimeWire. Still the bulk of my gaming has been on console.
Okay.
And
Which
we haven't done which console? Yeah. Oh, all of them.
All
I
of
still
them.
have all
Yeah.
of my consoles.
Omni
I haven't got
console.
rid of
Literally
all
all
of
of them.
them. But the we haven't done an episode of this since the price points and order dates were announced and come and went. So console wars. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Release dates.
Was
Damn, stupid.
Was anybody able to
System.
secure a system?
No.
No.
No,
I know
but
you got the.
I got an Xbox.
Yeah.
Did you?
well, ever since
Yeah.
you guys got me that fancy dancy work laptop, I've just really been enjoying rocking the Steam games, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steam's great.
Understandable.
Yeah, I'm a big PC gamer. Certainly, I do a lot. I've actually done a lot more PC gaming in the last few years than I've done console. There's just certain. It's actually more of a feel thing. There's just certain days that I just want to sit back and play a game like this.
Yeah.
So that's the.
But you can do
console
that
game.
on Steam. You can.
You can. Just not all games
can.
are built for it.
Yeah,
necessarily, or
true.
work as well.
Most
But-
often, if I'm playing Steam games, I'll play with an Xbox controller.
Yeah, I have that certainly. I just like.
Yeah.
But and I've been playing a lot of WoW lately, actually. Really,
Yeah.
gotten
Oh,
back,
yeah?
really gotten back into that. Yeah, no, I've had a lot
I'm
of
so
fun.
sorry.
I was playing that until I stopped. During lockdown, I got it like hard and. It doesn't matter. Okay, so
ever do that really
here's the
depressing
issue.
thing
Never
where you
before has a system come out, or systems during any like console releases, where I wasn't able to get one. Like I got an Xbox, I wanted a PS5 because there's no exclusives coming for the Xbox. I just wanted a next-gen console to play Cyberpunk on, but
Oh yeah.
the PS5 thing, it's like consoles pre-orders have become like getting tickets off Ticketmaster.
Oh no, it's
Like
insane.
it's nuts. Like the
Insane, yeah.
online thing has ruined it. It used to be you just got on a waiting list at like Electronics Boutique or Best Buy or whatever,
Yeah.
and you would get one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's ruined.
Yeah.
Ruined.
Do you stand
That
by
is
your
true.
decision after the recent purchase of Bethesda's parent company? I mean, I feel like
ZeniMax?
I feel like Microsoft now has a huge advantage almost. Not necessarily that I agree with said advantage. Ultimately you can only win by buying both.
So here's the thing: so Microsoft bought ZeniMax, but I mean that's the parent company of Bethesda. If you don't know, which if you're on Twitch, I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
But everything I've read, at first I was like, the only way that makes a sense to me as a strategy is if they were trying to take exclusivity away from Sony to win the console wars.
But they can't do that because most of what Sony has as their flagship titles, they're all their own
They
stuff.
have a lot of that, but they did
Yeah.
have stuff that they actually do have exclusives that were through ZeniMax that haven't been pulled. And
Okay.
what makes sense to me, the only thing I've read that people are theorizing is that Microsoft is trying to capitalize on the back catalog and have more things available for Xbox Game Pass. So that's the game they're playing now. They decided that they don't want to play the exclusive game anymore. They want to get way more titles on their streaming service and become the Netflix of gaming.
Right.
And they
That's-
definitely won't turn down the like millions and millions of dollars in revenue, especially
Yeah.
when they launch like Elder Scrolls 6, for example. Like,
I mean, Bethesda's a crap company, so I don't think there's like a ton there that I have to really worry about. But
they have produced some absolutely wonderful
they
games. They're just
absolutely
half finished.
have.
Like Bethesda is held together with bubblegum and dreams.
Like,
Except for the fact that they
Fallout
stopped
3,
paying attention to the dreams.
amazing game.
Fallout 3, yeah?
Yeah, I played the crap out of Fallout 3.
No,
That was a solid
I am
game.
a huge Fallout fan.
Glitchy
there are
as hell.
games. I loved Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
There are games Bethesda's made that I love, except for the fact that Bethesda is a piece of shit company.
Okay.
So
Business practices?
business practices are terrible. The way that what they've turned into is garbage. They started in a place where they really had to push their own boundaries in order to make some really amazing games. Their engine was not the most amazing of engines. The problem with that is that then they refused to move on from that engine at all, so that every game that they put out was always limited by that engine.
Yeah.
So it never got any better.
Super buggy.
It's super buggy, a lot of issues. And then ultimately when it came out to like Fallout 76, and to me that was the end point, because
The only Fallout game that I've played is 76. Like,
okay, please go back and play the others.
Yeah, do it properly.
Please go back.
Play 3.
I guess, I mean,
Three
so
was
I haven't
good.
signed up for Game Pass yet. Like, what do you guys think of the whole streaming? Do any of you guys have the streaming things?
No.
Nope.
You do?
I've tried it. I think it's a really good service for older games.
Yeah. But my problem is most of the older games that I wanted to play, I have.
That's fair.
Like
Not
I
everybody
bought 'em on
does,
disc and
certainly.
stuff.
You don't
Yeah.
run into any compatibility issues? Like for
I
me,
have all my own
buy-in-
systems.
Oh, well, for those of us who come from a rat shit background and are like Bethesda, held together with bubble gum and dreams, like I'm still running games off my Xbox 360. It's my Halo 3
hasn't
Master
red
Chief
ringed?
Edition.
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
Wait, it hasn't red ring? Damn.
Oh, it's an immaculate machine. I take very good care of it. It's, but yeah, like the new Xbox, the buy-in bracket for the Xbox S as opposed to the X, that's the more affordable option. And PlayStation's doing the exact same thing,
So-
but it doesn't have a disc drive. What the hell am I supposed to do with my Master
Well,
Chief?
no, neither does the S. The lower Xbox is digital only. Both of the lower ones are digital only, and the reason that Xbox is cornering that at such a low price point, and I mean it's not as powerful as anything.
It's kind of a garbage system.
It is, but it's because they want to get people using things and sell Game Pass. They
Yeah.
don't want
I don't
people
want
buying
your
discs.
Game Pass. I don't want to play with
well,
other people. I want to be a troll in my basement alone and just play Mass Effect 2 over and over and over
But Game
and
Pass,
over.
Game Pass isn't anything to
shit.
do with. Game Pass doesn't have anything to do with playing with other people.
No.
But like,
yeah.
I mean, it does because you
I-
get
I
gold
think-
included in your Game Pass, but
Yeah.
it's about access to games without having to pay for the games individually.
Yeah.
It's a subscription.
And and it's like for people with low attention
Yeah.
spans who are
I mean,
changing games constantly.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I
Right.
think
Guilty.
I don't think the world's at a place where streaming games make sense. And I would say that because whilst there are places where that could work really well, there's a lot of places that don't have the internet speeds or the stuff that would allow that to be a possibility.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of the world that is still very slow on their internet.
Although-
that's just not something they can do.
I did see literally this morning an article saying that Elon Musk's satellite rig, they now have enough satellites in space to start a beta test.
Yeah, but their
of
speeds
their
are
Wi-Fi.
currently quite low.
Are they?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Their
okay.
speeds are.
How low
10
is low?
megabits down and like 1 megabit up.
Oh.
Yeah. It's.
does he
I
have
mean,
enough
I am-
satellites
to, like,
to start
play,
bettering
a
humanity? Come on,
multiplayer
Musk. We had
first-person
such
shooter
high
or
hopes for
something
you.
with the bandwidth that those satellite systems
You
could
provide,
be
and the
Batman.
latency is going to be atrocious.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
terrible.
The latency will be the big issue. So I mean, it won't work for like online gaming, but I mean, you could download a game or something.
Yeah. What's their end goal target for like speeds?
I mean, I think they're going to try to be high-speed internet. Like
Yeah.
the end goal is quite admirable, and it's Elon Musk. I am sure he'll get there.
Yeah.
But I just know that currently it's very slow. But
okay.
so it's not something that's really viable yet. But it'll get there. I'm really hopeful that he will get there.
Sorry. Apparently, according to Starlink, their target is 100 megabit per second down, which is quite fast, but ultimately with any satellite or space-based system, latency is always going to be the issue. You're never going to be able to get sub 100 millisecond ping times. So I mean, sure, for downloading big game files off Steam or whatever, totally great, but for actually playing, a fast twitch first-person shooter with people over a network, it's never going to work. There's no way that you can get a signal from Earth to space and back again in sub 100 millisecond range.
It's going to space. Give it a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. But got, you were going to say something right before.
I was going to say, do any of you guys have the same issue where you start playing a game, you get really, really deep into it, and you're like close to the end, and then you realize there's all these little side quests that you have to do?
Constantly.
And then you get overwhelmed by the side quests, and even though you're so close to the end,
You never finish.
you just don't finish it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
I
Assassin's Creed
don't
games now.
at all.
I've never.
No, I am so.
Really?
What gets me always is story in a game. Like even
Yeah.
with World of Warcraft, which is
Yeah.
like it's so. Like I don't understand how people get into it now because I was there in like 2005, 2006 when it was like just getting going. So I know that story probably better than I know like. Well, not current affairs because it's that year, but
Yeah.
You know what stopped me on WoW? Because I never played it back in the day, and I started recently because of people at the company playing it, and I started a character at level 1.
But are
And
you
then
totally grabbed by the story?
I that's what I was doing. I'm a story-based
wonderful.
player, so I was going
I
through
am
and
too.
like reading everything that everyone said and stuff, and I grinded from 1 to like 76. And then I found out that I was on like the wrong server, and I went, fuck this.
You know you can move over.
Yeah, you could pay $25
over.
and come and play on our server.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I made my it's I resuscitated an old character, but I'm so emotionally attached to that character, but like
Fair. That's where
Like,
Alany
that's-
comes from, by the way.
yeah, that's one of
Yeah.
the. Oh,
Originally.
are we allowed to talk about our ready to roll characters?
Yeah.
Because I made
To a
my
degree.
paladin. I made my paladin. Yeah, when was that? It's great. It was a glorious return back to the Alliance because I was Horde for most of the pinnacle of my WoW career. Like it was the obvious option in Wrath of the Lich King. God, that was such a good game. But no, I'm enraptured by the story. This is such a guilty confession, but I sometimes actually lower the difficulty settings so that I can just speed play through the main quest so that I know what's coming and I can make the properly informed decisions. I totally blame Mass Effect and Dragon Age, where you're like every
Yes.
decision you make has a serious outcome. It wasn't
Yeah.
so much like
WoW
Fable,
does
which,
not have that.
speaking of the new console, that's the major swing vote
I
for
wish
me.
that
Fable's
was a
Xbox, right?
launch title. Yeah, it's Xbox exclusive.
Yeah.
But I
Always has
wish that Fable was a launch title. But that's one of the things that makes me like,
So-
I got an Xbox.
Here's my
Sweet.
question about that, exclusives, right? So the reason I'm on the fence about Xbox is because I have a PC, a really solid PC, and a lot of games from Xbox are PC
So,
available.
Microsoft has
classic hero.
said that everything that they're basically backing out of the exclusive game. So anything that is exclusive to the Xbox Series X or S, that it'll only be a matter of time till it's on PC. They're starting to get out of that game and they're fully going for the streaming.
They've also created almost like a virtual space to play your Xbox on your PC, essentially, right?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yep.
So that's
Yeah.
why for me it's like I get a PlayStation, I have my computer, I feel pretty good.
Yeah, no, you don't need to buy one.
Yeah.
You don't. But you've got a
Yeah.
badass
I mean, my PC's it's
Yeah.
beastly, but
Joins
it's
the PC master race.
But like, I bet halfway through the Xbox lives, like the Series X, when it's like the Series X Pro or fucking whatever.
Sure,
they call it,
yeah, whatever comes-
No, it won't be that simple of a name. It'll be stupid.
yeah.
For sure.
Monosyllabic and clean.
But that's when, like, it'll be the kind of thing where the average person is a PC gamer.
Yeah.
Would need to update their PC to keep up with the So it's going to be this weird balance.
Was going to ask the question, what game have you played the most of in your life, and estimate the number of hours you have put into that
dear
game?
God.
So this
I
is
don't
the
want to
thing,
admit that.
is on World of Warcraft,
I don't want
you
to
can
say
type /played and it will tell you
Oh
down
yeah,
to
they
the
tell you,
millisecond.
and you find out sometimes, and you're like, "Holy shit! I wasted that much
What-
of my life
what-
on this."
I don't want to
Trevor's gonna laugh at
say.
me.
Mine's horrible, but it's.
Tell us. Tell us.
What's yours?
Okay, so
I mean,
mine
it's
mine is
Steam
Ark.
tells you.
Aside-
Ark.
Really?
What's your?
Where you
Trevor,
punch a tree.
You punch a tree.
Oh my
Tree punching at its very finest.
That's why the dinosaurs are here.
Wait, is that why?
Punch,
brilliant
like, you never played it where like the boundaries
yeah.
getting
Look out!
slow,
Punch
like,
a tree! It's coming for you.
Yeah.
So my brother and I really got into that, and so gaming for me since I moved out here is a connection to my brother because he lives on the other side of the country and we play together. So we'll jump online and play a game together. So it's a big thing. So we got into Ark because we love just building the world out and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, I think I put Oh God, I had a stupid amount of hours. 800 and something hours. I don't know.
Peanuts.
Like an
that's
obscene
nothing.
amount of hours in
That's
that
nothing.
game.
I put more than that into Destiny 1.
Oh,
I think.
easy. Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to look it up again, but it's an obscene amount
the
of hours.
service disappeared that you could track your hours on this game. DC Universe Online.
Oh.
When it still existed, there was a thing you could track your hours on, and at the time,
You have
which
put an
was
obscene amount of hours into
years
that.
ago,
Yeah.
I had played over an actual year and a half of real time,
Oh,
like 24-hour days.
Oh,
Like
Jesus.
it was somewhere in the 460 day of time range. It was insane, and I went, dear God, and I picked my controller up and I kept playing.
Anyway,
What about you with World of Warcraft there, Miss
Yeah,
Bev?
what's the number?
You gotta tell us.
which character, which server? It's
All together.
All together, yeah.
Talking years.
I don't think it's as bad as Trevor.
That's okay.
We're talking about
I love that I'm the one
high
that got you
hundreds,
into
low
that.
thousands.
Yeah, like easily 200 days.
Sorry, what?
200 days?
200 days?
Word.
Wow.
Respect.
solid.
That's
I was
respectful.
top 5 tank on my server for the Horde during Wrath of the Lich King.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like,
Yeah, that's impressive.
yeah, it's like I would set a timer for 10 hours.
Okay, so there's a couple of games that. Hi.
Can I answer this one? I really want to.
Oh my God, yes. Okay, for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm really excited. It's the first time Alex has been
Alex.
on the set.
Get in the light.
This is our tech director, Alex Lutzmann.
That's
we hear you?
amazing.
Yeah, so just for the
Good.
mic, according to Steam, I have about 6,000 hours in EVE Online.
Wait, how many does Shannon have?
Oh, wait, I gotta do the math on that. I gotta do the math on that.
She's better at EVE Online than me, but I don't think she has as many hours.
How long has that game been out?
Oh, like 13 years or something? Ages.
Wow.
That's one game I've legit never played in my life.
To leave it running when you go to bed.
Oh.
Back in the next morning, you have all the previous night's
Right.
catalogs.
It's 250
So-
days.
Apparently,
250
Chuck is a
days you
huge
put
EVE
into that
Online
game.
player.
Wait, 250 days?
Yeah.
Oh, so I actually have you beat.
Yeah. So you must have more than 6,000 hours into.
Well over. Multiply 4. Thank you, Alex.
Well done, thank you,
I
Alex.
love that you stayed on. Oh, who's switching?
I don't even
No
know
one.
right now.
No one. He left it on the wide. He knows.
No, it switched. I just saw it was on that camera. Okay, anyway. Alex is that good.
Yeah. Wait.
Do 460 by 24.
All right. Where's 60?
Okay. What?
No, 11,040 is what I got.
What?
It's over 10,000.
No, I think he's speaking for himself.
9,000.
over 9,000. Yeah, sorry.
This smells like
okay.
Yeah. But
body, like the chai
11,040
body butter
hours.
from the
Jesus.
body shop.
I shouldn't have bowed to Alex. Okay. So before we're having a lot of fun, but we did this last time. We did a video game episode. We didn't talk about Cyberpunk. At the very end, we went, oh my God, we didn't talk about
wait,
Cyberpunk.
is Alen anywhere in the building?
Alain!
Williams!
No.
All right.
I'm going to grab his spear and he'll come.
Yeah. You touch it, he arrives.
Just, what the hell?
Yeah.
Okay, so Cyberpunk. Coming out in just over a month. We're only a month away, unless they delay it again.
No, they can't do that.
They can. Make sure it's good.
I have resources, people. Okay, that game is coming out.
Did you just
No.
threaten CD Projekt?
No, like they'll do a good job and then they can release it. Like I'd much rather you take your time than pull a Mass Effect 3.
I fully agree with that statement, and at the same time, I need that game to come out.
You don't seem to give a shit.
About what?
Cyberpunk.
Oh, no, I definitely want
Oh,
to play
okay.
it.
I'm like, did I not hear a
I
reaction?
am absolutely going to play Cyberpunk.
Okay, so
Hell yeah.
so I'm really looking forward to this, and I'm curious, what class are you guys aiming to play between nomads who live on the outskirts, the street kids, which are like gutter punks and underbelly of the city,
Yep.
and the corpos.
Oh,
I was such
I'd
a-
be a street kid for sure.
I was such a piece of shit gutter punk when I was growing
Yeah.
up. It doesn't feel like a decision to me.
Yeah, word.
Yeah.
I'm a nomad.
Nomad.
Yeah.
Really?
I decided that early. I want to try out the nomad first. I'll obviously try them all. But
Yeah.
I want to
Replay
start
value.
with nomad.
Interesting. I'm thinking of going.
Corpo?
No. Well, okay, so I was
You're so
talking...
corporate.
Yeah, so corporate. I was talking to Alen about it, and my instinct, I was talking to Alen and Ryan, and you're going corpo, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
This fucking guy.
Who do you think's gonna go corpo?
I'm wearing a collar today for like, it's rare. It's rare. I hate doing up the top button. I feel like
yeah.
I'm
But you
old.
look so damp.
I actually never do it at the top button, even if I have to wear a tie. I'll just.
Well, then
do
you
the-
hide it.
I'll just do the tie up a little bit.
Yeah.
more so it holds the
That
shirt
top
closed.
button
Still
makes
won't
me-
do it at the top button.
It's
That's a
just
good move.
something about wearing a collar. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
Guys worry about the top button.
Yeah, it feels like it,
Gotta
like 'cause a
problem.
collar is like a slave collar almost.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Don't like it. Don't like it at
I
all.
don't
I don't like it.
But what are you gonna be?
My instinct was the same as you guys, was to go like street kid.
Yeah.
Because that's how I grew up too. That was my instinct, was to, and then it was like, oh wait, but why not live something like Ryan and Alen are Team Corpo for sure. Like they're like, oh, right away. And I was like, oh.
Lens Corpo?
Yeah, I know. It
Really?
shocked me too.
That's
But he
really
said,
weird.
why would I
That is
want to do
surprising.
the street kid thing when I could? I'm speaking for you right now, Len. I'm sorry, but when I could, they're gonna have access to the best mods and the best weaponry
Okay.
and all that stuff, and you get to play like the crazy game of the elite. And I was like, okay, so
Yeah.
that's where
You know what?
As you know, I do
Yeah,
everything
that
the
sounds
hard way
pretty
first.
corporate.
I think I would. I
You
would
can play as
play
the 1% or a street kid.
Yeah, I'd play as the street kid first because generally when I'm playing a game like that, I like to play from like the more challenging perspective first, and then once I've played through the game entirely in the more challenging,
Yeah.
class, then I'll go through in like the I get everything for free class because then I'm like, yeah, I'm powerful. I'm gonna mess everything up.
But
But I
it-
know my way through this.
I
do it
don't
backwards.
think it's gonna be. I get everything for free though. I think that the Corpo game's gonna be a different game. Like I think that is going to be
Oh my
a
God.
lot of espionage and like back channeling and like talking like manipulating. Go Ryan.
Well, one thing to me that's really appealing about the Corpo life path is that, like, I've played a lot of other games where I'm some street urchin or I'm some nomad in some dusty dystopia. I've never played a game where you get to be some, biomechanically augmented and enhanced corporate raider who lives life on like the 200th floor of modern meta steel super skyscrapers. That's not an experience in gaming I've really ever gotten to have before. So to me, that path is the most unique of the paths offered. So that's why it appeals to me.
That makes a lot of
Fair.
sense,
Yeah,
and
that
that's
makes
what made
sense.
me think of that.
Yeah.
I guess.
So you're going Nomad then? Is that what I'm understanding?
No, Nomad holds the least appeal.
You've so far said no answer to anything other than you were gonna go street kid, but maybe corporate, maybe.
I think I'm still going to do Street Kid first because the best
Yeah.
way to know a city is to know its underbelly.
yeah,
And
that's
then
absolutely
I'll
true.
go Corpo, and then I'll do Nomad last.
That's funny. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
Trevor, what did you think of the stout at room temperature? Because
Oh!
now that mine is
I did drink.
now that it's warm, you
It-
can
it
totally
changed,
get
by
it
the
on
way.
the nose.
It
The
changed.
Earl Grey is absolutely there.
Yeah, it changed.
Really?
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
enough about this video
I
game
think at the
nonsense.
beginning
Don't
asked
worry.
about the
About
temperature.
it being room temperature,
And,
yeah.
and absolutely, once this thing hit room temperature, it
Oh.
changed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nailed it.
It's quite.
I drank it, and I guess someone else was
There's-
talking, and I was like, well, and I had my own thought, and I forgot it because this shit is 8%. And I've been drinking
Yeah,
a lot of
good
it.
Lord.
Like, this is going down. It's my favorite beer. And, I forget.
That's quite. That's,
I think if you lit a match
damn,
next
seriously,
to this beer,
congratulations, guys.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's the best beer I've ever been.
I'm so
handed.
excited.
I feel like I gotta try
I'm
more of that
Very
now.
pleased.
Yeah.
At
Very
room
good.
temperature.
Hell yeah.
That's
yeah,
really
we
tasty.
should try it, fully try it.
Well, we have the growler that's been sitting out on the
Okay.
brewery set.
Sweet.
Go.
Oh,
But yes, so I guess I'll be the only nomad around here. Which,
So,
hey.
Yesterday, 2 days ago, early access to Baldur's Gate 3.
Wait, that's out already? Wait, what?
Early access.
I don't know.
I downloaded it last night.
You
And,
got early access?
Oh yeah, no, you can pay for it.
Well, I'm not. I can't.
I just realized I made a faux pas.
What?
Yeah, I messed up some lighting.
Oh, that's okay.
Here, let's do it now.
Yeah, fix it.
Won't.
I love that you have to fix the lighting.
So
We're at work right now.
you saw it. You can't stop. It's like a tick. So yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 early access became available. You pay. It's like it costs the same price as the game. So then once the game comes, you're just going to keep updating until you get to the game now.
Yeah.
But you can only play as elf, human, tiefling, dwarf, drow, half elf, halfling, and Githyanki.
That's all?
For race or for species. I hate saying races. And here's the thing that made me go, that's all, is cleric, fighter, ranger, rogue, warlock, wizard. That's it.
Huh.
Yeah. So for early access, as of now,
Yeah.
and then things will evolve as it goes. There's even like a little warning that's like, whatever.
What class did you choose?
That was a little late.
I got it last night, got home late because we were doing a D&D game here. And I was like, Baldur's Gate, I gotta get it, because Matt reminded me.
By the way, I'm going home and getting that after this.
Oh, fully. And by the time it downloaded, because it was a little slow, I was sitting there building a character. I was building a
that is the
tiefling
fun.
rogue. Yeah, I was building a tiefling rogue that I have, and I was making them and just fucking. Ugh. And then at a certain point, I came to and I was like, that had to have been at least 5 minutes. I'm going to bed. So it was late as hell, and it sucks because I still have yet to actually play it. But I'm really excited about that game.
You got report card face. Jimmy,
Ryan, go ahead.
One aspect of Cyberpunk that I don't think has gotten anywhere near as much attention as it deserves is the fact that in the character customization options, you could customize your character's genitals.
Yeah. Oh, actually, there was a lot of talk about that. They got a lot of grief over that.
Yeah.
Which I think was completely unwarranted. And
I mean, if
and
you're
very
modding your body,
misconstrued.
then
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean it was the outrage culture bullshit where people just wanted to be angry about something and had no understanding of what they were talking about. That's pretty standard affair.
Internet full of Karens.
Yeah.
Although
So
I think
it was very
that's
much one of those moments, but
a really interesting function of CD Projekt Red's independence as a developer and a distributor, because I don't think anybody else in gaming right now would have had the chutzpah to put like user configurable junk in their game.
I mean,
that's actually very
That's very
well
well
spoken, and I think you've actually hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah.
Well, it
But
only
also-
tracks if like what are we? 2020, 2020. So
yeah, man.
50.
Still 20.
Did you
I-
forget?
Still here. It hasn't ended.
I'm already gearing up for 2077. So, but if you think 57 years in the future,
not gonna live that.
like if you're at the point where you can be modding your body to do all the crazy shit in Cyberpunk that you're going to be able to do, why wouldn't you be able to switch your
Yeah.
genitals? Like
If you can have extendable, why not?
yeah, or just be like, you know what? I've had one for long enough. I'm gonna switch it up.
And if
Try
you
it
don't
out.
like it, like the technology is good enough, you can play with something else.
Exactly.
There you go.
And like also, let's normalize this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You can add a few
Well, is it-
motors.
You do you.
But that was the
Add a
I
thing.
few
don't
motors,
care what's in your
like some
hand.
vibration motors.
Oh damn.
Why not?
Oh damn.
No, that whole thing was really interesting to me
It's just
because
an
they
AI.
took a lot
Does
of
whatever
flack
it
over
wants.
that, and for incredibly stupid reasons. And there was a bunch of posters that are in the game that you go by like billboards and stuff like that, where it's really playing into the transgender community and stuff like that. And there was all this outrage over the idea of like, well, what do you mean? Like, why could there be transgender and stuff like that? That shouldn't be up there. It's inappropriate. We shouldn't be promoting that kind of idea. And it was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What are you talking about? And in a world where you can literally be anything, why, like, it blew my mind that is something that people
Like they're setting limitations for no reason at all.
No.
Like, if you're going to play a video game, that's kind of the point, is to have no limitations.
Ah.
Yeah. No, it's actually a remarkable game in the fact that it has really sort of just very broadly opened the door to anything. So meaning you can really choose whatever you want to be. Your romantic story can be whatever you want it to be. It can be varied. It can change. You get to play the game you want to play.
Well, and that's-
that to me was really interesting. There's a lot of games out there where it's decision based, but you are still very much pick a gender. Do you
Limited.
like men? Do you like women? Do you like what?
Yeah.
It's.
I was the genital. I didn't think about this until just like being able to assign your genitals or switch them out. Way back in the day,
Yeah.
we used to collect a lot of GI Joe, and what? It's right here. And we used to mod our own toys a lot.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
And at one point, when we were playing with GI Joes, little like 3 3/4,
Yeah.
you started like unscrewing
Yeah.
the screw in the back of them, and we started mix and matching body parts. And we had a
Totally.
storyline with Snake Eyes and Scarlet where they swapped crotches.
Yeah. Like swap lower halves, yeah.
Genital switch.
So that they could feel what it was like from the other side.
Damn right.
Yeah.
And I was 8
There you go.
I would have been 13 at the time.
Yeah. We were progressive.
Good.
But yeah, like why not? Like if that's something that can come to the minds of like children playing with toys, why the fuck isn't it something that we explore in a video game?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Children are slotted into societal norms from an obscenely young age.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at kids, they're just beautifully and untaintedly themselves. They know exactly where they fit in the world, and they're part of it. It's as you get older and you have more and more societal responsibility and baggage assigned to you. Sorry, I'm just gonna go ahead and get super fucking philosophical.
Oh, this is good. Keep
No
going.
more of this, 8%. But then we feel like we have to fit into a category. And then, of course, depending on you know, the powers that be in the region that you live, then you're further assigned, and there are deeper consequences for you representing your best self. And once you're in a box, it's really difficult, and you face a lot of challenges and a lot of pain trying to switch out of that box. And for whatever reason, it's somehow not okay to be like, okay, I've done this, I've lived this, I've tried this, it's not for me, I want to do something else. And the older we get, the less acceptable that becomes, and I think it's real bullshit.
Yeah.
I agree with that, 100%.
Yeah,
I, like,
point, yeah.
if we're having an experience and we need that experience to learn something from it, then why are we not allowed to have that experience and then move on from it to something else?
That's
Yeah.
the-
Right?
We have to.
Yeah.
Dividing ourselves into all these subcategories
Life
is
is
not
experience.
helping us, really. It's just creating more divisions in our society.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I read a really interesting sci-fi book a few years ago, and one of the premises in the book is that it was this woman who was on this like deep space mission, and she had this like clone of herself that she'd created as like a companion / child, and the child was really upset because they'd gotten to be like 16 or 18 years old and they hadn't yet had the experience of being the other gender, and that like it was really commonplace in this hypothetical science fiction civilization that like young people as a part of growing up just casually swapped genders to experience what that was like and make decisions as to where in the spectrum they felt that they best belonged. And this person felt that they were like deficient relative to their peers because they hadn't had that experience, which is very interesting.
That makes sense.
Well, I think it's so important to nurture that sense of self and that self-awareness is where I feel comfortable and where I don't, and where I want to express myself, and you're actually allowed to change that as frequently as you need to.
Yeah. No, and as you said, I think a game like this can normalize things like that, and
think it's really
because this
important.
is an incredibly
can help.
widespread game. No, it can help too. You're right, but what I mean is, it's
not gonna
this
be the
this
thing
is
Cyberpunk
No,
changed
it's more
the
that it's a
world.
massive game. It's got a huge it's predicted to be the largest game of over the next year.
It's gone gold already in pre-orders.
Yeah, and so I would just say that, given that it has put a focus on that kind of a thing, then the children that play it, it helps that sort of conversation move forward. It helps that normalization. And there are other games coming down the pipeline. They're doing the same thing. And I just think the more of that kind of stuff that reaches those people, the more that'll spread that out. I think
No,
it's good.
normalizing diversity, I think it's so important, and not to yet again drag us back to beer, but that's like their no, Quantland
Although
just
I wanna
that is
see
a
you
great,
pull
do
this
it,
off.
do it.
Quantland just they announced their scholarship, and I've been following this quite closely to that is specifically for members of the LGBTQ+ community to further expand that diversity into the world of brewing, because it has very predominantly been cis white men. And like I get that question all the time. It's like, oh, what's it like to be a woman in like the brewing community? And I'm like barely circling the very outer rim of the drain of, or not the drain, but like the solar system of. It's a liquid, guys.
It's gonna end poorly, is what you're saying.
We don't know what's on the other side of the black hole.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, but I do.
Love. I just watched Interstellar. But no, there's a really wonderful Instagram account that they've launched as part of this, but like representing diversity in brewing and like, I don't know. I think that's really great, and I think these are such important conversations and things to bring to the front and center of all of these important political decisions, and it ties even right down to the crazy year we've had as a species.
Yeah.
And like who's affected most? Well, if we're gonna have these conversations that are going to make people uncomfortable, well, you know, maybe that's a good thing that you're uncomfortable, and let's challenge the norms and fix it.
Yeah, totally.
'Cause everything else needs fixing. Let's
what
break
I
up the
think
tool
is that,
belts.
in as much as that Cyberpunk's not going to be the answer.
No, it just meant
No, I've got something here. Is that is that things like Cyberpunk coupled with things like the brewing community and across any other subsection and any other subculture, normalizing all of that in all of those things is how we affect change.
Yes.
And,
Exactly.
and true growth only happens when you are outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Used to say that to my students all the time.
it's so true, and that's one of the reasons that I love climbing so much, because
Yeah.
you get put into your like non-comfort zone so often,
Nice.
and you have to overcome it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's I love being there. I love being in
Nice.
that space, being uncomfortable.
Okay.
Okay.
So.
yeah, we got a big sign over here.
Thank you for joining us. If you're live on Twitch, awesome. You can follow us on Twitch. We don't have a lot going on here right now, but we will. We have some major plans for Twitch, as well as an additional YouTube channel to our regular YouTube channel. But for now, you should, if you want to see more of our content, go to YouTube, A Filthy Lot on YouTube. Coming up, we've got tomorrow issue 8 of Drawn and Cornered, which is our comic book interview show with comic book artists, hosted by N.A. Razak. It's great, and it's for charity. The pieces that are drawn during that interview are then auctioned off, and the proceeds go to charity. And tomorrow, there's a video game tie-in, just to tie into what we're talking about. I'm not going to spoil it, but it has something to do with Skyrim. Guest is Joshua Hickson, I believe.
Yep.
And next week we've got Witchcraft Labs, which is our maker series for the different departments we have in our studio, because we are a studio. I'm trying to think about, if you're watching on Twitch, we're a film studio that's on YouTube. And you wouldn't know that, but that's what we do. Check us out. So Witchcraft Labs is our maker series, and we have a vlog coming, a day in the life of a costume buyer as well. Cool. So anyway, thank you for joining us. Catch us next Friday live on YouTube if everything's working out. Otherwise, we'll be back on Twitch. Until then, stay filthy.